Hey, good afternoon, fans, and welcome to St. Augustine. We're here at the campus of Flagler College, getting set for a great matchup today between the Lynn University Fighting Knights and, of course, your Flagler College Saints. Just wrapped up the anthem here, about to get set and underway. Both teams red hot coming into play. Flagler with 8 straight victories, coming off a 20-10 win over Frostburg State. And on the other side, the Fighting Knights of Lynn University coming off 6 straight wins. Overall, they're sitting at 7-1. Both teams ranked nationally. Flagler, of course, number 8 in the country, while Lynn on the other side is 16th. So should be a great matchup here in St. Augustine. The weather is absolutely beautiful. And the ladies are getting set for the first quarter of action here. Some players to watch on both sides. The Saints will be without Lexi Morton, the leading scorer. However, Carly LaFerrier coming off a 5-goal performance against Frostburg State. Also, Carly Teeple with 4, Sydney Onaga with 3 herself. Starters for the Saints at the center circle, it will be Greta McGinnis. On attack, Carly Teeple. She'll be joined by Tristan Usher. And then in the midfield, Ella Pinder, of course, Molly Sloan, Caitlin Trainer, as well as Sydney Onaga will be a little more of an attacking mid. And then finally, rounding out the defense, we have Eva Stein, Molly Sloan also playing a little bit of mid as well, and of course, Jen Seabach. So just about to get set. The girls are at the center circle, just waiting for the referee signal here. Yeah, both sidelines for Lynn and Flagler trying to get their girls energized here. It's a palpable energy here in St. Augustine. Just about set, and we are underway. The first draw is going to be picked up there. It's number 30 for Lynn, Bella Connolly, the sophomore from Windham, New Hampshire. And she will move it up to Liz Claggett. Moves it into the offensive zone, and Lynn will be the first to go on offense. Some players to watch for Lynn, and immediately a goal assisted by who else? Kristen Johnson. Excuse me, it was Johnson on the goal, assisted by Mallory Jarka. Was about to dive into both Johnson and Jarka, the two main players to watch for the Fighting Knights. Johnson coming into play has 52 points, 41 of those goals. She now has 42 on the season. Mallory Jarka just netted her 20th assist on the year, and that leads all of the Fighting Knights. So a quick goal, only 24 seconds in, and Lynn has the early lead. So we'll do it again from the center circle. Officials give their signal, ball goes up. And played very nicely there. That was Carly LaFerrier. We mentioned she had 5 goals in their last game, and she is booking it down into the offensive zone for the Saints. And they'll try to match the first goal from the Fighting Knights. So it's Onaga working behind the net. Defended tightly by Emily Solomon. Here's Allie Miller, works it up top to Pinder, swings it over to LaFerrier. This time it's Usher going in, rolls one, bounces it over the head of the goalkeeper, Elika. And just like that, not even a minute in, both teams have netted a goal on their first shot. So for Tristan Usher, that's her 21st goal of the year. She's played a vital role on the attack for the Saints. You see her creeping up on the left side there, able to curl around and bounced it ever so slowly, but the goalkeeper for Lynn, that's Callista Alika, was not able to get up in time. So we're all knotted up. Back to the center circle. Goes up again this time. Oh, defended nicely by Pinder, but Becca Clark's able to take it into the offensive zone. And we'll go back and forth. It's Lynn back on the attack. Jarka Dodging against Sloan. She takes it in. Loses possession there. Ball is on the ground. And Flagler's going to come up with it. It's, Kaylin Figueres there, and they're fouled. And we'll have Eva Stein bringing it over to Virginia Fisher, and the Saints go back on offense. So Lynn trying to move fast here. They're going to work a two-man game with Jarka and Johnson, their two leaders. We'll also see a lot of Becca Clark, who we saw bring it on that draw control, and a turnover there. And now the ball's bouncing around. It's Usher battling with a few Fighting Knights. And let's see what the officials say. Grant Kellum wanted a cover. And after a little bit of confusion, it looks like Flagler will retain possession. Coach Kellum gets the call he wants. And Allie Miller got started a little early. And we'll do it again. Saints work it behind the net. It's Miller on the wing. Feeds it up top to Pinder. Dodges, defended very nicely there. That was Liz Claggett. Here's LaFerrier bringing it in, flips it to Usher. Inside, the shot saved. Very nicely done by Elika. But Allie Miller is able to get the ground ball, and the Saints retain possession. Calista Elika hasn't been the normal starter most of the year, only 2 games, but has a 60% save percentage. That's leading all the goalkeepers for Lynn. Pinder misplays, it goes in, and we're going to get our first shooting space call of the day. Looks like they're going to get Bella Kenmer on that. Bella Kenmer, the junior from Brick, New Jersey. And Pinder on the free position. Goes in, and a nice defensive play there by Lynn. But the Saints able to check the ball out of bounds, and they will once again have possession with a resetted shot clock. Annika curling up, finds Pinder. Swings it over, a bounce pass corralled nicely by LaFerrier, whose pass goes a little errant, and it's a turnover. Liz Claggett going to be taking it the other way. Claggett running like a deer with those long legs into the restraining zone. They feed inside, but defended very nicely by the Saints. That was Seabach and Sloan guarding Diane Doler. So Lynn will set up the offense. Olivia Fox moving it on up to Becca Clark. Here's Claggett trying a little face dodge there down the alley. A bit of an errant pass there, but it is corralled there by Jarka. Jarka looking to feed. She does, and it's over the head of the cutter there. It looked like she had Becca Clark for a second. Pass just sailed on her. So the Saints will have possession again. Just over 10:30 to go here in the first quarter, and it's misplayed there by Teeple. And Teeple turns it over, and Diane Doler will take it the other way. So after the first minute, when both teams scored, in the blink of an eye, we've had several turnovers. The defense starting to turn up. Moving it up top, it's Tamasitis. She dodges. Puts it in the left end, works it over to Claggett. This time it's Jarka. Jarka trying to curl. She feeds inside, forced it a little bit, and the ball hits the turf. We're going to get a foul call. Looks like this one's going to go against the Saints. Yeah, so we'll see Becca Clark at the 12-meter. Bit of a miscommunication, trying to get Jen Seabach set are the officials. And she is set. We will resume play. So Tamasitis up top. She feeds down low. It's Jarka. fires it past Ribadenera, stick side. Able to sneak it right in between the post and the stick for Ribadenera. And just like that, it's a 2-1 Lynn lead here in the first. So it must have been a little miscommunication there by the Saints. Jarka was left all alone right outside the circle. And that was an easy assist for Elizabeth Tamasitis, the graduate student from Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania. So we'll do it again. Claggett and McGinnis at the center circle. So 9:33 to play here in the first. It's been back and forth so far. A lot of good defense here. And the ball goes up. And it looks like they're going to say the foul goes against the Saints. McGinnis goggles came off. And Lynn will once again set up the offense. Jarka's been a force so far, already has a goal and an assist. She's looking to feed, once again misfires. And a quick shot there by Kristen Johnson, fired right into the stick of Ribadenera. So Flagler will go on the clear. It's Seabach. Seabach rolling back, and she will find Caitlin Trainer. Trainer, usually the clearing specialist, she runs right by the defense of the Fighting Knights and gets it past restraining. It's Oniga, and she will just back it out. This time it's Hartsock and Barbara Tucker. Tucker loses control, able to get the ground ball and move it over to Hartsock. And they'll work it behind the net to Teeple. Teeple dodging. Goes right looking to feed, backs it out to Hartsock. Fires it out to Madison Daziel. Daziel looks inside to Teeple, right at the stick of Alika. Good reaction there by Callista to make the save. And now it's Lynn's turn to go on the clear. Bit of a scrum in there, able to corral it is Bella Kenmure. And Lynn able to work it in. A few errant passes here from Lynn, but Mallory Jarka able to corral that one. And Tamasitis will hold it, now fire over to Claggett. Claggett trying to dodge. Defended very nicely there. That was Kaylin Figueres. Becca Clark weaving her way through the defense, but has to back it on out. Now she feeds inside. And Johnson tried to shoot, defended very nicely. A joint effort of Tucker and Seabach. Lynn will retain possession, but the Flagler D suffocating on this offensive possession. Here's Tamasitis, fires! Sticks side low and past Ribadenera for the third Lynn goal of this first quarter. So right as we were talking about the Flagler suffocating defense, Tamasitis makes a great dodge to the right side, fires it low past the goalkeeper, Ribadenera. And with 7:12 to play here in the first, it's a 3-1 lead for the Fighting Knights. So far, Flagler not really able to get the offense set up. They had the one goal early, have a few opportunities, but firing it right into Alika's stick. So we will go back to the center circle. The officials give their signal. We are ready to resume play. Ball goes up, rattling around there. McGinnis fighting for it. She's able to come up with it. And you figured Flagler needed a possession there. Didn't want to go down 3 this early. It's a long game, but don't want to dig yourself a hole this early in the game. So under 7 minutes. It's LaFerrier dodging right. She'll work it behind the cage. Oh, Teeple wasn't even ready for it. Able to corral it, but works it behind the net once again to Usher. It looks like we're going to get a 3-second call against the Fighting Knights. Yeah, they're going to call Ginger Stein on that one. So it'll be Usher from the 8-meter mark. A good opportunity here for the Saints. Usher winding up, looking like she's going to shoot, rolls it. Alico was ready for it, though. Easy save there. They've been going high, so Usher tried to switch it up on her. Looks like she may have telegraphed a bit. And Alico was ready for it. So Lynn once again works it into the offensive zone. Seabach defending very nicely on Olivia Fox, but Fox able to get it over to Kristen Johnson. Here's Haley Ashburn. Works it on over to Heather Titus, the second line of the midfield for the Fighting Knights. Jarka feeds it inside, tries to force that one. Haley Ashburn able to come up with it, but you see Jarka trying to force it a little much. She is the leader in assists, always looking to pass. But Flagler's been expecting it, so they'll work it back to Jarka. She dodges up the right side, loses possession. The ball's rattling around. Looks like Trainer hit it out. And possession will stay with the Knights. Defended nicely. The shot saved by Ribadenera, and they will go the other way. Here's Ella Pinder working her way through the defense. Puts it in her left hand, and she will run right past Haley Ashburn, get it past restraining. So once again, it looked like it was going to be an offensive display today, and ever since that first minute, Flagler unable to get anything going aside from the Tristan Usher goal. Ferrier setting up to dodge, puts it in her left, splits it to the right, works it to Usher. Defended nicely. Daziel not able to get there ahead of Emily Solomon. Ball goes out of bounds, and they will say possession to the Knights. So another turnover for Flagler as the rain starts to come down here in St. Augustine. Should have some quick showers in the forecast. We'll keep you updated on that if we need to delay play at all. Hannah Connors taking it into the box, and we'll just simply work it to Olivia Fox. The Knights will work it behind the net. So it's Hannah Connors. She's looking, not sure if she wants to dodge. She'll just move it slowly down the alley and fire back up top. This time it's Titus. Defended tightly by Ella Pinder. Pinder not giving up any ground. Well done by Ella Pinder. It's going to be interesting to see if Lynn can get anything going when the first line of middies aren't in there. And a nice turnover there. Eva Stein picked it up. They're going to say it was a foul against the Saints. Coach Kellum does not agree. Neither do the Saints. Looks like Lynn will retain possession. Oh, a tough break for the Saints there. And never mind. After some discussion, they're going to say it is Flagler ball. It'll be Trainer trying it on the clear. Easily gets past Jarka. Weaves her way through three Lynn defenders. And an easy clear there from Caitlin Trainer, doing what she does so well. So once again, the Saints will try and set up the offense. A little over 2 to play here in the first. The defense has definitely tightened things up. Just need the offense to do their job, do the Saints. So it's Daziel up top. Splitting, fires to Teeple inside, who cannot come up with it. And it's going to be picked up there. It's number 4, Emily Solomon, taking it the other way. So the chances have been there for the Saints. The cutters are there, just unable to connect. Where Daziel and Teeple there. Teeple's had a lot of opportunities. We imagine she'll have a few more throughout this game as Jarka works against Molly Sloan. Lynn slowing things down. Pinder once again defending Titus very tight. And the pass inside. Oh, just misses. A good opportunity there. It was Doler on the pass from Jarka. Put it in her left hand just wide of the cage. Lynn will retain possession. The rain's starting to come down here. We'll see how the elements affect either team. And there it is, a slip. That time it was Haley Ashburn hitting the deck. And Jen Seebach will take it the other way with just under a minute to play in the first. So hopefully one last opportunity for the Saints. They can hold it for a last shot or possession if they'd like. It's the first line midfield still in there. Pinder working on defense very hard now in the offensive zone. It's Miller. She finds Usher. Usher buries it. Her second goal of the day off the feed from Allie Miller. We mentioned the cutters have been there. That time Usher just ever so slowly slips past them. And a great pass by Allie Miller in a bit of an awkward position there, but able to get the ball over to Usher. And that's a much-needed goal for the Saints, making it a one-goal game with 34 to play here in the first. Yeah, so the rain is coming down. From my background in meteorology, did take a meteorology class in college, got a B+, so the rain should subside. Not expecting anything too serious by my personal calculation. And we will do it again. So it's McGinnis and Claggett battling. And that's Caitlin Traynor able to get the ground ball. Maybe one last opportunity for the Saints. Fires inside to Teeple, down to Oniga, who shoots and scores! Caitlin Traynor making it happen on defense and offense. Brings it down, finds Teeple, who quickly passes it down low to Oniga. And just like that, in a 14-second span, Flagler has 2 goals to knot this one up at 3 apiece. So Flagler in the first minute of this game puts one in, and then the final minute of the quarter has 2 more. And let's see if they can get another one before we head to the second quarter. 22.2 on the clock, all knotted up at 3. Once again, it's McGinnis and Claggett. Ball goes up. It's on the turf, and Claggett's able to come up with it. Fires up to Becca Clark. Maybe Lynn has one more opportunity. Gets it inside. It's Johnson to Jarka. Stuffed by Ribadenera. Excellent save. Staying high was Ribadenera. Jarka threw one too many fakes and was not able to complete that one. So the first quarter is finished. The score is all tied at 3 apiece for both sides. A great back and forth quarter. We're going to take a break here, but before we do, let's thank Carrabba's. So close, you can taste it. Also want to thank New Day Design Company for all your architectural needs. Check out New Day Design. And finally, PIP Printing. Of course, achieve your marketing goal with PIP Printing. We'll be back in a second, folks. Once again, the score all tied at 3 between Lynn and Flagler. Don't go anywhere. All right, and we're back here in St. Augustine, just about set for the second half of action between Flagler and Lynn University. Lynn took a drive up I-95 for this one. Lynn in Boca Raton, Florida. Lovely area of the state. Some leaders in that first quarter. Mallory Jarka, of course, known for her assist, but also had that one goal. And then Elizabeth Tamasitis, a name we didn't think we'd be saying a lot today. But she netted her 8th goal and 3rd assist of the year in that first quarter. On the other side for the Saints, it was Tristan Usher with the 2 goals, both one assisted by Allie Miller, the other one unassisted, and then it was Teeple to Oniga for that last goal there in the first. So first draw of the second quarter goes up. McGinnis nearly able to corral it, but Becca Clark picks up the ground ball and takes it into the offensive zone for the Fighting Knights. So the Knights patiently waiting, setting up shop here behind the net. And they will work it up top to Temasitis. She dodges against Pinder. Pinder slips a little bit. We did mention the rain in that first quarter. It seems to have subsided, but still some slippery conditions here on the turf. This time it's Clark dodging left. The shot is errant. They're going to call a shooting space despite the fact that Clark shot it. But nonetheless, she will have a free position from the 8-meter mark on the far side. The officials move her closer to the center. Clark fires low and bounces it in between the legs of Ribadenera. And Becca Clark with her first goal of the day to kick off this second quarter makes it a 4-3 game with 14-17 to play here in the first half. Yeah, you heard Coach Kellum calling out to the officials. It shouldn't have been a shooting space since she shot it, but the officials did disagree, and it leads to a big Lynn goal. So both teams coming into the play have been dominant over their last 4 or 5 games. In the last 5 games for Lynn, 4 of those wins have come by double digits. And in the last 5 for Flagler, 3 of those coming by double digits as well. The draw control this time goes to Bella Connolly. She works it over to Liz Claggett. Claggett across restraining, and the Fighting Knights will once again set up possession. Here's Fox looking to feed. Pass it on out to Kristen Johnson. Once again, it's Fox behind. And she will defer to the midfield. So Tamasitis on the dodge. LaFerrier playing her nicely. The feed back inside. And we're going to get a flag call. Not sure what or who it's going to be on. They're giving their explanation now. And they're going to call it on Seebach, much to her chagrin. And Lynn will just back it out. Still over 40 on the shot clock for the Knights, so they have some time. Clark works it behind the net to Fox. Fires over to Jarka. Clark dodging left. She shoots off the pipe, and the ball goes up. Now rattling around. We'll see if Clark can get there. She will. So the Knights will retain possession. A good opportunity there for Becca Clark. And we have another stoppage of play here. Yeah, they called something on Figueres there, it looked like. weren't able to hear the explanation. So Diane Doler working it behind the net, back up top. And it's Clark once again looking to dodge. She'll back it out. Defended nicely there by Trainer. Gets down low to Jarka, looking to feed. Defended nicely by LaFerrier, able to get her stick in the way. Figueres picks up the ground ball, weaving her way through, loses possession. The ball goes right to Diane Doler, and Doler fires it past Ribadenera. So a tough break there for the Saints. LaFerrier pleading her case to the officials, feels as though she was fouled. And it did look like the stick got up by the head region, but the officials decided to keep it in their pocket. And just like that, Lynn with the first 2 scores of this second quarter, it's 5-3 with just under 12 to play in the first half. So once again, it's been back and forth from the start. Lynn got out to a 2-goal lead early. Flagler matched them. And now once again, Lynn has a 2-goal lead, 5-3 here. We'll see Allie Miller on the draw, the first time we've seen her today in this position. It goes back. Clark will corral the ground ball. She has been a menace on those draws, and another draw control to Lynn. They won in that category in the first quarter 4-3, so pretty even, but a few more opportunities for Lynn. They also led in shots and ground balls. So Lynn on the road as the 16 seed facing the number 8 team, and they are not scared whatsoever. Tamasitis flips it over. It's Claggett. Defended nicely there. And that was Hartsock on the defense. Clark tries to shoot, and we're going to get it's going to be a shooting space. Or maybe not a shooting space. They may get an actual foul there. Oh, they're going to confirm it was a shooting space call there. Trainer looked like she had a stick malfunction there, so went to go swap that out on the sideline. She's back on the field. And once again, it's Becca Clark from the 8-meter mark. She scored from this exact spot earlier in the quarter, shoots and scores. Stick side, forces it past Ribadenera. And Lynn starting to break away here, 6-3 with 11:09 remaining in the first half. So Lynn getting a few calls bouncing their way, and they have been able to take advantage on these 2 free positions in the second quarter, both scored by Becca Clark, who will come out of the game for the moment. So Liz Claggett will take a break from the draw. She'll defer to Kristen Johnson on the other side. We'll see Claudia Tanksley take her first draw of the game. So both teams switching it up a little bit. Getting set. The officials give their signal. And the ball goes up. Rattling around here and able to corral it is Bella Connolly. So Lynn with another draw control here. They have dominated possession here in the second quarter. Feels like the entire quarter they have been in the offensive zone. Feed inside, unable to connect. Trainer picks it up and she is fouled. So Flagler will go on the clear. A nice break there. Yeah, when Lynn's been patient, they've been able to get the opportunities they want. They keep trying to force it to the cutters inside. And defended nicely there. It's number 19, Diane Doler, doing a lot on both ends of the field. Trainer can't believe it. And Johnson works it past restraining, and she will just take it out. Let the Knights set up shop on offense. So once again, the second line of midfielders in for the Fighting Knights. Here on the dodge, firing high and scoring is Lily Marshall. Didn't have much on that one, but Ribadenera started to go low, thinking she was going to try and bounce it, and she just snuck it right underneath the high pipe. And all of a sudden, just about 5 minutes into the second quarter, it's a 7-3 Lynn lead. And finally, when Flagler was able to catch a break and go on the clear, a rare turnover from Caitlin Trainer leads to that goal. Very uncharacteristic. It was defended nicely by Doler, but you don't see that much from Caitlin Trainer. So we'll do it again. Kristen Johnson and Claudia Tanksley at the center circle. Flagler looking for any sort of momentum to break their way. Tanksley up, unable to catch it. And they are fighting. This time it's Heather Titus coming up with it. Another draw control to the Fighting Knights. And she's able to get it up to Lily Marshall. Defended nicely there by Seabach as Diane Doler tried to take it a little further into the offensive zone. The Knights setting up shop. It's Jarka looking to feed. She swims, fires inside, and once again the ball hits the turf. And they're going to call a hold against the Fighting Knights, so another clear here for the Saints. A big one here, like we mentioned, they are looking to find any sort of momentum. And LaFerrier able to get past 4 defenders there. And finally, the Saints will go back on the offense. Usher fires up top to Daziel. Feeds it to LaFerrier and now Pinder. The Saints staying patient. They've had a lot of good opportunities when looking to the cutters inside, just weren't able to finish on a lot of them. I'm sure that will reverse. And Oniga fires, defended nicely there. That was Lauren O'Brien, so another deflection from Lynn, getting the sticks in the way of the passing lanes. And just like that, they're going the other way. The feed inside. Oh, Johnson hits the deck. Looks like her and Seabach got tangled up, but I think they're going to call a foul. Yeah, it looks like a yellow card on Seabach. And just nothing going the Saints' way in this second quarter, whether it's the calls, the defense, just some tough breaks here. And it'll be the first power play of the game, this one for Lynn. So it'll be Kristen Johnson, the leading scorer for the Knights at the 8-meter mark. A goal here would not make the lead insurmountable, but Flagler just digging themselves into a deeper and deeper hole that's going to be tough to claw out of. And here's Johnson. Nope, she'll work it out. Looks to the cutter there. And scoring there is Katie O'Connor, the freshman from Oviedo, Florida. And just like that, it's an 8-3 Lynn lead here in the second. In a 6.5-minute span, they've put together 5 goals. It feels like everything they touch turns to gold here. And the Saints are in a bit of shock here. We expected it to be a tight game, a much more challenging affair than their last few contests, but did not expect to be down 8-3 with about 8.5 to go here in the second. So it's McGinnis back at the center circle on the draw. She'll once again go up against Kristen Johnson. Goes up in the air. McGinnis almost gets it. She gets it on the second try. And defended very nicely there by Bella Connolly. They'll just work it to the defensive zone. Trainer puts it in her left, tells Fisher to cut in, and she takes it past restraining and works it down to Carly Teeple. So once again, plenty of time, but if Flagler wants to cut into this deficit, you got to think they're going to want to get a goal pretty soon here and stop the bleeding a little bit. Pinder dodges. She'll work it out to Virginia Fisher. Onaga working it up top to Pinder. She dodges again. Some good defense here by the midfield for the Knights. Bit of an errant pass, and Daziel is able to corral it. So Flagler very patient on offense. Not looking to force anything. Pinder dodging again, and she was fouled. So finally a call goes Flagler's way. You saw Pinder, she knew it immediately. So she'll set up with a free position from the 12-meter. They're going to catch Lily Marshall for that foul. Go inside to LaFerrier, who shoots and scores. A huge goal from Carly LaFerrier. Ella Pinder on the assist, immediately looking for the cutters there, and that's a big goal for Flagler. Patiently waiting, finally got into a good position there on the free position. And they're clawing their way back. It's now an 8-4 Lynn lead with 6:41 to play here in the second. Yeah, LaFerrier there almost posting up her defender. Didn't look like she had much space, but was able to get just enough and fire it past Alika. So we'll do it again. Flagler was boosted by McGinnis winning the last draw. They'll go up, and LaFerrier able to control this one. Takes it down on the fast break. Fires to Usher, and Usher will work it on out. Briefly loses possession there, but able to corral the ball. Onaga works it up top to Pinder. Dodges left back to Onaga. Reversing field to Usher. Here comes Daziel, and they will get a shooting space. Huge call there, as Becca Clark was in the way of Madison Daziel. So let's see if Daziel can connect here. Daziel shoots and buries it. Fires it low past Alika. Huge back-to-back possessions for the Saints. And just like that, a 5-goal lead dwindles down into a 3-goal lead for the Fighting Knights. And it all starts with the draw controls. 2 straight there lead to 2 straight Flagler goals. It's now an 8-5 contest here. So we'll do it again. McGinnis, this time it's Liz Claggett for Lynn. Once again, Lynn has won the majority of the draws here, but Flagler winning the last 2 leads to 2 straight goals. Claggett able to control this one. She'll bring it past restraining herself. Works it down low to Becca Clark. Clark acting like she was going to go to the net immediately. Pinder defending her nicely. She spins back, tries to draw a shooting space, but Pinder with some excellent defense there. And instead, the Fighting Knights will slowly set up the offense. Up to Tamasitis. Uses the right pick. Defended nicely there, and we're going to get another foul here. I am not sure what that call is going to be. Looked like Tamasitis simply ran into Pinder, and they're going to call a yellow against Pinder. And once again, a huge call going the way of Lynn, and they will be back on the power play. Yeah, they're going to say it was dangerous contact. Looked close, but that's a call the officials are going to make. So 2-minute penalty. All right, so it's Tamasitis from the 8-meter on the near side. Gets her signal. She's looking to shoot, and she scores. Between the legs of Ribadenera. Didn't have to put much on that. Just threw the 5-hole there, and Ribadenera was unable to catch up to it. And they extend the lead back to 4. It's now 9-5 with 5:24 remaining in the first half. Yeah, so once again, we'll have another draw here at the center circle. Once again, it feels like whoever wins the draw is going to go down and score. That's been a theme of this second quarter, and the Fighting Knights of Lynn have dominated in that category. So the coaches and the officials having a little conversation, delaying play a bit here. Coach Kellum getting an explanation on some of the calls, and we are ready to go. So 9-5 once again. It's McGinnis and Claggett on the draw. And they got tied up there. They're going to say possession to the Knights. Who else? Oh, and McGinnis slips when she's going to defend Claggett. So the rain, while it has gone away, we're still feeling the effects of it ever so slightly. A nice dodge there. And working it inside was Angelia Huggins, who passes it on out. It's Tamasitis looking to feed. She spins, and now Sloan slips. Tamasitis inside, and a quick shot there. That was Diane Doler. Misses behind the net, but Lynn able to retain possession. Katie O'Connor defended nicely by Stein. She will work it back up top to Liz Claggett. And Becca Clark using the screen. Unable to connect on the feed inside, and the ball goes right to Ribadenera. So Flagler back on the clear. Oh, a nice pass there. Oh, Seebach looking for Hartsock. They were not able to connect as Teeple picks up the ground ball. Great hustle there by Carly Teeple, knowing that the Saints needed that possession there. So the second line of middies in for Flagler. Barbara Tucker and Maddie Hartsock. In addition to Madison Daziel. Daziel already with the goal here in the contest. She works it down the alley to Virginia Fisher. Teeple curling around and loses possession. And there's a scrum, and who else? It ends up with Becca Clark taking it the other way for the Fighting Knights. Yeah, when Flagler's been patient, they've had the opportunities. Looks like Teeple thought she may have had that goal side edge, but unable to maintain possession. So Huggins dodging right, shoots. It's deflected. The ball's rolling around. And they will call a foul against Lynn, so Flagler will have possession. A huge break there, as it looked like Lynn was about to pick up that ground ball. Trainer on the clear, working her way past two Lynn defenders with ease into the restraining box. Threatens to go inside, and this time works it behind the net to Usher. Now it's Fisher on the wing. Gets it up to Ella Pinder. Yeah, Daisiel getting some work with the first and second line midfield. She remains in with Pinder and LaFerrier. Onigo works it back up top to Pinder, defended by Claggett. This time it's Daisiel sweeping across, unable to connect with Pinder. And, they're going to get a card against Liz Claggett. A huge break there for the Saints as Daisiel's pass went over the head of Pinder. But instead, they will set up their first power play of the day. And they need it. 9-5 here. They're trying to cut that lead down to 3. So the Saints patiently waiting here. Still have about 150 on the penalty, so in no rush whatsoever. And now we're going to get a foul call against Lynn once again. This time number 8, Lauren O'Brien. Looks like they're going to catch her with a 3-second violation. So it's Onigo from the 8-meter mark on the near side. This would be a huge goal if she's able to finish it. Shoots and scores! Sydney Oniga. So she went low. It looked like Alika may have gotten a stick on it. But Oniga fires it just a little too fast for the Lynn goalkeeper, and it is now a 6-9 deficit. Flagler trails. So Lynn got the lead up to 5, but Flagler doing a nice job of hanging around, keeping the lead, the deficit in a position where they are able to strike. And if that first quarter was any indication, don't go anywhere, because the last minute of the first quarter, Flagler buried 2 goals. Boy, would they love a little bit more of the same here. So McGinnis and Claggett, has gotten the better of the Saints midfielders on each draw for the most part. Ball goes up, rattling around. McGinnis works it out to herself. Few bodies hit the deck, and Becca Clark, who else, comes up with the ground ball. Flagler bench wanted a trip there, and Huggins works it behind the cage. Almost had a little bit of space to fire one there, but wasn't able to. Katie O'Connor working with Huggins behind the net. They'll get it back up top to the Lynn midfield. Tamasitis dodging right. Oh, a nice split there, and another one bounces in between the legs of Ribadenera. Didn't even look like she really shot it. But Ribadenera thrown off on that one, and the lead is back to 4. It's now 10-6 with 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining here in the first half. So we thought we'd be seeing a lot of Kristen Johnson and Mallory Jarka in this game, but it's really been the midfield. Becca Clark, Liz Claggett, and then Elizabeth Tamasitis doing most of the damage for Lynn. So once again, 1 minute 6 remaining. Flagler needs possession here, otherwise Lynn can hold it for the last shot, or if they have a better opportunity with the way they're scoring, you don't want to give them that opportunity. So here we go, it goes up. LaFerrier with one hand takes it past restraining. A huge draw control there for the Saints. And they will set up possession here to round out the first half. 50 seconds on the clock. Shot clock is turned off. Onigo works it to Usher, who's unable to corral the high pass. And possession once again goes to Lynn. It's Solomon able to clear it to Becca Clark across midfield. Under 30 to play. Lynn trying to go downhill, get one more goal to go into halftime up 5. It's Claggett and Tamasitis up top. This time it's Becca Clark working on Ella Pinder. Fires it inside. They are able to connect. And the shot goes right into Ribadenera's stick with about 7 to play, and she will just simply hold on to it. So what started off as a back and forth first quarter ended up being a first half to forget for Flagler. It's 10-6, Lynn in the lead. So we will go to halftime. Before we do, I want to thank some of our presenting sponsors. Of course, Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken at Chick-fil-A. B&S Signs, quality signage and service. Hey, when it comes to signs, they do it all. And finally, Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmaster since '68. Hey, they don't just serve barbecue, they are barbecue. All right, folks, once again, at the half, 10-6, Lynn in the lead. We'll be back for the second half of action. Don't go anywhere, folks. All right, fans, we're out of the halftime break here. Once again, the score 10-6. Lynn leads Flagler. A word of caution for those out there. There are more storms in the forecast. Once again, based on my meteorology expertise, looks like we will be hit head-on with a thunderstorm. So hopefully Flagler can put in 5 goals in the meantime and take the lead. The draw goes up. And this one is won by Bella Connolly for Lynn. Jarka moving quickly right at the goal line. She'll back it on out and work it to Olivia Fox. Fox feeding inside to Doler, unable to connect. And the ball lands harmlessly into the stick of Ribadenera. So we'll go the other way as Trainer was clearly fouled by Diane Doler. And that'll be the first yellow card of the second half. Looks like dangerous contact. Oh, a check to the head on Doler. Hate to see that. But luckily, Caitlin Trainer is okay. Yeah, you can start to hear the thunder. It's a bit menacing coming in from just north of here. So we'll keep everybody posted on updates in that regard. On the field, Flagler turns it over as Seebach tried to work it up to Carly Teeple, unable to connect, and the ball goes out of bounds. So Lynn, a huge break for them, immediately get possession back. Olivia Fox gets it on over to Liz Claggett. Inside to Becca Clark. Becca Clark has been phenomenal for Lynn so far, doing most of the dodging, a lot of good feeds, and a couple free position goals there. Scoring leaders also have to shout out Elizabeth Tamasitis. Tamasitis came into play with only 7 goals, already has a hat trick in that first half. On the other side, it's Usher and Oniga, both with 2 apiece for the Saints. And the big story of that first half were, of course, the draw controls. Lynn able to win 12 to Flagler's 6. And there was a point in that second quarter it felt like anyone who won the draw was going to go down and score very quickly. And for a while that was Lynn. So Flagler hoping to reverse their fortunes there. Lynn in no rush to go to the net here. Fox will start her dodge. Works it on over to Jarka. Jarka coming up the wing. Looking to feed, has nobody, cuts it back, defended very nicely by Figueres and Sloan. Works it on over to Becca Clark. Becca Clark spins. Fires it back up top. 5 on the shot clock. They pass inside to Tamasitis. Saved by Ribadenera. So with about 3 seconds left on the shot clock, Tamasitis was able to get that one off. Seebach fires up to Allie Miller. And Flagler sets it up in the offensive zone. Looks like we're going to get another 3-second call here against Lynn. The penalty did release, so we're back to even strength. Oh, it looks like we're going to get an offsides call. So likely a green card. Yep, they're going to reach into the pocket. All right, so after the offsides, Flagler will have a 1-minute power play. All right, so getting set up here are the Saints, just about ready to start their power play as Oniga has it behind the net on the far side. And she'll work it up top to the midfield. LaFerrier over to Pinder. Usher back to Fisher on the wing. Fisher looking to feed, has no cutters. She'll fire it over to Pinder, who dodges. Puts it in her left hand and tries to work it on out. She is checked. It's who else? Becca Clark, who comes up with the ground ball. She is stuck with Ella Pinder. Pinder, usually a very sound dodger, hasn't been able to work it past Clark most of this game. Clark shoots, And her and Seabach looked like they got tied up. I think they're going to get Seabach with a yellow card. Looks like they're going to get her for a cross-check. The shot did not go in. Becca Clark a little shaken up on that play. And it looks like a bit of incidental contact, but that's something they're going to call every time. And a huge opportunity for the Fighting Knights here as Becca Clark is right at the middle of the field at the 8-meter mark. She scored twice on these free positions in the first half. So here is Clark. Shoots and fires it low once again past Ribadenera. And just like that, the lead is up to 5 for the Fighting Knights, 11-6. And the big kicker there, obviously the goal hurts Flagler, but now 2 yellows against Seabach. She is done for the game. So Lynn still has someone in the penalty box. So Flagler will be man up here. But a crushing call there. 1 with the goal by Clark, but 2 losing Seabach for the rest of the game. That is a tough player to lose. So sound defensively is Seabach. So it's an 11-6 game, 11:57 remaining in the third quarter. Once again, we are on storm watch here, as the menacing clouds are starting to creep their way closer. The officials giving Coach Kellum a bit of an explanation there. And now we will set up the draw. So it's Claggett and McGinnis once again. Been predominantly the 2 of them throughout this game. The ball goes up. Rattling around, McGinnis almost had it there, loses it, and who else? Becca Clark picks it up, takes it past restraining, and Lynn will set up the offense once again. So Lynn's just going to hold it until the penalty releases. Diane Doler about to come onto the field.
3, 2, 1,
and she is released. So we're back to even strength, a huge draw control there for Lynn. Claggett will have it up top. Let's see if she dodges. Puts it in her left hand and flips it to Tamasitis. Tamasitis switching around. Oh, tries to flip it to Clark. Miscommunication, but Clark able to pick up the ground ball and take it herself. And once again fires it low through the legs of Ribadenera. So a tough break there for Flagler. Nearly a turnover. But Clark so quick on those ground balls and able to free herself up enough space. And then at that point, it's just one-on-one between her and Ribadenera. Not much that Lauren can do on a shot like that. So now 11:09 remaining in the quarter, 12-6 now the deficit for Flagler. So starting to get into crunch time. They need to net a few here to keep it at a respectable distance. This time it's Tanksley for the Saints on the draw. Just barely missing it is Trainer. She's battling with Connolly, and Connolly's able to pick it up. Fires to Clark, who isn't able to catch it, and Clark just plays a little hockey to herself and eventually gets another ground ball. So there have been a lot of stories of this game. Obviously, the draw controls we've talked about a lot. Lynn has dominated in that area. But also the ground balls, 11-6 to the Fighting Knights in that first half. So Clark, once again, already has 4 goals, 2 in this half. Tamasitis working it right, and she'll back it on out to Liz Claggett. Molly Sloan playing some great defense. Claggett loses it for a second and then loses it again. And, of course, another ground ball for Lynn. Tamasitis wants to go right. They're forcing her left. And the Fighting Knights keep trying a little flip play that hasn't been working, but when you flip it to Becca Clark, odds are she's going to come down with the ground ball. Tamasitis brings it in. Saved by Ribadenera. So they keep trying to finish low. Ribadenera was ready for it that time. And it deflects out past the end line on the near side. Yeah, and Flagler coach is calling for some moving picks. We've seen a lot today. Not a single one has been called. But Lynn is relying on the pick game through the midfield to free up their girls, and it's worked. They're looking for another one. This time Clark weaving her way through, shoots just wide right. The Knights will retain possession, but some good defense there by Maddie Sloan. The ball's fired in, rattling around. And there we go. Flagler finally wins a ground ball. It's Molly Sloan. Oh, and the pass goes over the head of Virginia Fisher. And just nothing going Flagler's way. Sloan knew it immediately. And Flagler's going to call a timeout there. So it'll be Lynn ball when we come out. 8:48 to play. The score 12-6. Lynn is in the lead. Oh, and we're going to say no timeout. The officials are not going to grant it, even though it was called when the ball was out of bounds. They're going to say that they're not going to grant a timeout. A strange call there. So it's Emily Solomon on the clear. Lynn perfect on clears on that first half. And they will remain so, as Solomon easily takes it past restraining. Well, Flagler was able to tie it up in the first quarter. Since then, haven't been able to get much momentum whatsoever. Clark works it over to Tamasitis. She's going to use the picks again. And this time we're going to get a moving screen on Becca Clark. Yeah, Flagler's been calling for that all game. You saw her move just ever so slightly, but it is enough to get that call. So now Figueres passes it past restraining to Virginia Fisher. A little low, but she's able to corral it. And finally, Flagler will go back on the offense. So once again, 12-6, just under 8 remaining. Flagler trying to cut into that deficit any way they can. It's Tucker, Daziel, and Hartsock. On the midfield for the Saints, they're working it around. This time it's Miller on the wing, dodging. Pass it out to Hartsock. Finds Daziel. And Usher's pass bounces to Oniga, who's able to play it nicely. Goes back. Here's Miller. Oh, and a foot save there by Alika, and Usher thought she was closer to the end line. They're going to say no, and once again, possession goes to Lynn. So a great opportunity there. Usher finding Allie Miller slipping in right in front of the goal circle. And Becca Clark left wide open, and that is an easy clear for Lynn. So Lynn, this time it's Tamasitis dodging. Tries to look back, she does, and it's Doler on the finish. Stick side right past Ribadenera. And once again, nothing going the Saints' way in this one, especially since the second quarter began. It is now 13-6, the lead for the Fighting Knights. Yeah, so not sure how much more of this we'll be able to play before taking a break or calling it. Due to the weather, the storms are dark and they are menacing. Have to be about 5 to 10 minutes out from rainfall. So no calls to suspend it. They're going to get as much in as they can for now. We'll determine whether or not we'll be able to finish it later. Draw goes up. Ella Pinder hustling after it. Bella Connolly just too fast. And the lefty's going to take it herself past Tanksley. And another draw for Lynn and another offensive possession as well. This time it's Jarka. Oh, and Jarka. Man, it looks like she hit Amy Waters to the ground with an elbow there. They're not going to give her a card, just the foul. And Flagler will have the ball. So it's LaFerrier bringing it past restraining. She'll pass it over to Madison Daziel. And Flagler will set up shop. So just needs something here, anything to spark a bit of a comeback to the Saints. Usher firing it up top to LaFerrier. They'll work it down to the wing on the far side. Miller with a face dodge. Miller, and it looks like we'll get a shooting space call against Lynn. And they're going to get Bella Kenmuir for that one. So it's Allie Miller from the 8-meter mark on the far side. You got to think she'll be looking to score here. Got to watch Usher and Oniga creeping up. Miller fires, shoots, and scores. Off stick, right by the hip. And a huge goal to stop any of the bleeding there for the Saints. It's now 13-7 they trail, courtesy of the goal from Allie Miller, her first of the day. The wind's starting to pick up a lot here. The storm cloud's moving very fast. I imagine we'll be suspending play here shortly, but hopefully before that point, Flagler is able to net one more at least. Let's see how many they can fire past before we stop play. So it's Tanksley and Kristen Johnson at the center. The wind really starting to pick up here. Draw goes up. Tanksley able to control it. Puts it in her left. Looking for some help. Nope, she'll take it herself past restraining. And Tanksley with a nice job there to set up another offensive possession for the Saints. Once again, we'll see if they're able to score before this one's postponed. They're going to try and get as many as they can in. As we mentioned, the wind is howling now. It looks sunny on the field, but in a matter of moments, you will see. Usher up to Fisher. Oh, unable to catch it. Had it right in her stick. Oh, an incidental contact. They're going to call a foul on Teeple as they both just ran into each other. A tough call against the Saints there. That'll be a turnover once again. Lynn will take it the other way. So it's Ginger Stein. She's able to make Oniga fall. And another successful clear for Lynn. They have not failed in that department yet today. Titus up top. Puts it over to Connors. Looks like Lynn in no rush here. Nursing a 6-goal lead. Just trying not to rush things and do anything crazy to let Flagler back in this one. Titus dodging right. She'll back it out with the left. And this time it's Doler. And she'll defer to Hannah Connors. .30 on the shot clock. Titus going down the alley. Defended very nicely by Barbara Tucker. This time it's Mallory Jarka. Fires inside. Forced that one. And Ribadenera able to pick it up. Looked like she was interfered with a little bit, but no matter there. This time it'll be Molly Sloan on the clear. Works it back to Lauren. Waters fires it up. Nice job to get to Eva Stein. And Stein takes it past restraining with Allie Miller staying back. And Flagler will set up possession with just over 3 to go here in the third. Daisiel working it over to Hartsock. Hartsock to Tucker. Now it's Oniga on the wing. Works it back to Tucker. Tucker finally moves it over to Oniga. Oniga with a face dodge. Moves it back to Miller. Quickly over to Usher. Usher, forces that one to Teeple. Tucker is able to get the ground ball, so they will retain possession. Close call there. It feels like every time the ball's hit the turf in the offensive zone for Flagler, Lynn has picked it up. Oniga spinning. Fires downhill. It's Barbara Tucker. Tucker fires and scores. So it was Oniga spinning, fires to Tucker, who weaves her way through 2 or 3 Lynn defenders. And just like that, it's a 5-goal game. Flagler not out of this one just yet. So we saw Barbara Tucker playing some great defense in the defensive zone and then gets a ground ball and eventually is able to score the goal. So nice job on both ends by Barbara Tucker. And with 2:17 to play in the third, it's now 13-8. Lynn is in front. Wind starting to howl. Still no showers, no lightning, no thunder. So we will play on for as long as we can. And it goes up, and right to Becca Clark. You had 2 Saints there, neither one able to get it, and the ball bounces right into the stick of Clark. So it'll be Lynn on offense here with just over 2 to play in the quarter. Jarka looking to feed. She's tried a lot, has the 1 assist, but other than that, a lot of her passes inside have been deflected. Yeah, Lynn has been much more successful when they've been patient. This time it's Claggett taking it in, fires, and scores. About an inch or 2 away from the stick of Ribadenera in the top right corner. And the lead is back to 6. It's now 14-8 thanks to Liz Claggett. So a real tough break there for the Saints. Got a couple to cut into the deficit, but Liz Claggett just got enough space there to fire one right past Ribadenera. And so we'll do it again with Tanksley and Claggett from the center circle. And it goes to the far side. Looks like LaFerrier has a beat on it, unable to pick it up. And they're going to say Flagler possession. So a nice break there for the Saints. Oh, never mind. They're going to say it was Lynn ball. Interesting call there. So don't worry, folks. Just check the radar. Looks like this storm will pass right over us. Might have a few sprinkles in here. May see some thunder and light, or see some lightning here, some thunder in the distance. But we should be able to play on here. It's Claggett dodging right, once again using the pick. Lynn has done a great job with the pick game. Here's Becca Clark inside. Great save by Ribadenera. Stood tall there. Clark tried to finish high, and Ribadenera just steps up, and the ball goes right into her stick. This time it's Figueres taking it past restraining. And with just over 30 seconds to play in the third, Flagler will go on offense. It's Pinder working it over to the wing. This time it's Oniga. Back up top to Pinder. Here's Daisiel Fires to Usher. Oh, and just saved in between the legs of Alika. She even picked the ball up with her hand to put it in her stick. And a tough break there. That was a good opportunity for Flagler. Usher, nice job faking high, going low, and a very lucky break for Alika. So we will wrap up the third quarter. Once again, the score 14-8. Lynn is out in front. We'll be back in a second, but before we do, that third quarter was brought to you by, of course, Applebee's. There's no place like the neighborhood. Stop into Applebee's today. We'll be back in a second for the fourth quarter of action here. Don't go anywhere, folks. All right, fans, so we're back after some technical difficulties. If you missed it, the score was 15-8. Flagler scores 2 quick goals to make it 15-10. Just under 5.5 to play here in regulation. Flagler able to win that draw, and they're setting up possession, hoping to cut the lead now down to 4. And it's Pinder. So it's LaFerrier up top to Usher, rolls one just wide of the net. Flagler will maintain. Oh. So the camera's down, but still have some audio for you folks. Flagler working it behind the cage. It's Pinder. Pinder dodges right. Oh, the ball was deflected. Becca Clark right in the way, and she picks up the ground ball. Works it on up to Lauren O'Brien, and there's another clear for the Fighting Knights. So a backbreaker there. Everything was going smoothly for Flagler, and then just one deflection, and the ball bounces directly to who else? Becca Clark. And Clark has been a force on both ends of the field. 4 goals and playing some excellent defense. So just over 4 to play. Lynn in no hurry here, just trying to work the clock. Just over 50 on the shot clock as well. It's Liz Claggett trying to keep the defense honest here. Flips it to Becca Clark. Clark flips it to Tamasitis. Tamasitis shoots right into the stick of Ribadenera. A huge save there as Tamasitis has gotten going down the alley on the right side. Has a few nice shots in that same scenario. So looks like we have the video back for you, folks. About 3.5 to play here. It's Molly Sloan on the clear. Flagler going to have to hurry here, down 5. So it's Pinder up top. Pinder flips it to LaFerrier. Looks like more of a zone concept for Lynn. Fires, shoots. Oh, LaFerrier had an opportunity, was a bit out of position there, but still was able to fire a shot right into the stick of Alika. Alika, can't say enough about the game she's had. Some clutch saves. And who else? It's Liz Claggett across midfield on the clear. And Lynn is back on the offensive with 2:45 to play in the game. So if they weren't in a rush earlier, they are especially not in a rush now. Now Coach Kellum calling to extend the defense, try and force any sort of turnover. With still 45 on the shot clock. So by the time we get to a minute 35, Lynn will have had to have shot. I wonder if it's going to be too little too late for the Saints, though. Amy Waters defending Tamasitis well. Tamasitis beats her. Nice save there by Ribadenera. Knew she was going to go low as they've done all day. And this time able to make the save. So it's Sloan And Sloan able to get it to Figueres. Fires on over to Miller. So Miller pass restraining. Flagler's got to go here. Onigo looking, has Miller up top, and we get a shooting space call. With 1:33 to play, it'll be an 8-meter free position, from the near side. It'll be Allie Miller. Miller shoots off the pipe. And Flagler was closest to the end line, so they'll retain possession. That was a huge opportunity. Miller so strong on her shooting. Just unable to finish it, and the pass inside is defended nicely by Lynn. We get a foul call, so they will retain possession. Now with a minute 12, now a minute 10 remaining. Looks like that may be all she wrote for the Saints. So it's Olivia Fox taking it into the corner. Flagler's going to have to extend here and force a turnover, but once again, probably too little too late as we have just 45 seconds remaining in regulation. As Becca Clark weaving through the defense. She'll take one last shot, fires and misses wide left. And the player of the game has to be Becca Clark. She's doing her and Liz Claggett on both sides of the field. They've been a force on defense and have provided a lot on the offensive side, especially Clark with her 4 goals. Claggett tries to find Jarka there for one last goal. Unable to connect, and it looks like they'll just run out the clock. Now 10 seconds remaining here. Olivia Fox working with Caitlin Trainer on her. And they're going to get Caitlin Trainer for one last foul call. Why not? And the clock hits 0, and Lynn will rush the field to celebrate. So Lynn pulls off the upset on the road against Flagler. A tough loss there for the Saints, as Lynn will improve to 8-1 on the season, still undefeated on the road. And Flagler now drops to 10-2, a tough loss for the Saints. So this is where we say goodbye for all of us. I'm Kyle McCarthy. Thank you for tuning in despite all our technical issues. Once again, Lynn able to top Flagler 15-10 in this one. Until next time, we'll be back tomorrow for Senior Day here at the Flagler Lacrosse Field. So long, folks.